By the way, I put up the schedule. I don't know if you can see it. I just want to give you a brief rundown. But he has put up the barbecue, and it's so popular that we had it back for a second time last year. And he brings the freshest salmon. We're going to a beach. We're putting up campfire, and we're just hanging out, and it's just gorgeous. And we really had an amazing summer last year. I mean, we had sunshine every day. It was amazing. So one more time, quick. Go to sitkajazzweek.org. That's our website. You can also, we are on Instagram, Sitka Jazz Week on Instagram, Sitka Jazz Week on Facebook, and our email is sitkajazzweek@gmail.com. And then also, John, you can give if, after I'm done with the schedule, you can plug what you have in Anchorage coming up as well. But here's a schedule from last year. So you will see that, so the Sunday really, don't mind the dates over there. It says the 24th. This year we're starting on the 23rd. It's arrival check-in. Usually we have a meet and greet on Sunday night, but we're starting right on Monday morning. One of the hard pieces of the workshop is the drum workshop I learned from Mike Longo, which he learned from Dizzy. So there's a legacy tradition going on here. It's just a little drum warm-up we do every morning, which will really help you with developing your rhythm. And it actually, I have not talked too much about it, but it opens up a lot of other doors to a lot of other things, which I tell you when you come to Sitka Jazz Week. So we do that every morning. We do in the drum workshop. Then we have, so all our teaching and sharing happens in the morning, usually between 9 and noon, but our drum workshop starts at 8:30. And then we have, we have just some of the classes that change every year, and people do master classes. But Intro to Jazz Week, Improv Basics, we talk about just a couple of basics about improvisation, and then how to get, just right on the first day, we talk about how to get ready for a performance. We talk about what we do, what everyone on every level does. If you're advanced, beginner, or intermediate, we talk about that. And then between 10 and 11, but we have started when John came and really became obvious last year, we have master classes by instrument. So we have the drummers are going to be with Bernard Purdie and Sergio and his wife Terry. Then John can be either with the vibraphone players. Last you were also with the drummers, and you can also do improv classes with all instruments. We have the piano players with Matt King and Rob Cohen, and then we have the bass players with me and Chaz Gist, and Chaz is also covering the guitar. And then we have the horn players. All of them can be with Cleve Guyton. Then depending on what, we also have Alex Serio is doing trumpet. If there is a trumpet player who needs extra attention, the vocalist will be with Heather Gluth and Ann Phillips. So that's where the master classes happen. And you have them every day from 10 to 11. And then we're going back to a master class. So John did the master class, topic to be announced. Matt King did a master class about the circle of fifth. So we have a curriculum, but we're also looking at what people need when they get to Jazz Week. So there's part of this we have to cover, which in my mind is the drum workshop, the drum warm-up, and everything drum related, which I learned from Mike Longo, which was related to him to Dizzy Gillespie. That's a very fundamental thing we need to do every day, and we're doing it every day from year one, which was 2023. And then we're going to cover also, depending on what certain players need. So on Monday, we really jump in cold to the afternoon performances. You see, we have lunch after the morning classes. Then 3 concerts. We have 3 stages, but last year we had 4 stages. The Roundabout, the Food Court. We have the Highliner, the Bayview Pub, Stevenson Hall. So the first day, we just want you to jump in there, perform, have fun. There will be mentors and experienced musicians at every stage. So we do your thing, and then we just jump in there. And then also we see what you will need in order to do better right after the break or right after lunch. So sometimes we will have a talk back right there, when you don't play. And one of the other musicians comes over and say, let's do this. So there's some beautiful pictures on the Facebook site where you see Rob Cohen at the Highliner just jumping in there, working with the horn players. It's beautiful pictures. We have hundreds and hundreds of pictures. If you really want to know what this week is all about, go to our Facebook site. Sitka Jazz Week Facebook. Anyway, we have the afternoon concerts, and then you see our talk back at 3 p.m. We're going to reconvene at Stevenson Hall, talk about what happened for 20 minutes, 30 minutes. It was very popular last year. We had a lot of talk back. And then there's free time, or we can do the things what John just pointed out. You can go hiking, rent a bike, to some of the biking trails, or what we are going to do, what a lot of we are talking about a lot, private lessons. So there was a demand for private lessons also. So those lessons are not included in your $750 tuition for the week with breakfast and lunch. You have to pay for the private lessons. So John and Phillips, Heather, Matt, Cleve, Chaz, and Rob Cohn, and Sergio, and Terry, we're all talking about, I hope I'm not leaving anyone out. It's a pretty big group you're hanging out there with. It's really amazing. So we're talking about, there was a request for private lessons. They can go into the evening. Evening, we give you some time off. And then we have at the bottom evening events. You know, we have an open rehearsal. You can see how the pros and the more experienced musicians rehearse. John did a concert with his music at the Mean Queen last year, and then usually the Mean Queen is our evening stage for Chaz Giz has his trio, and there will be some surprises. And Phillips had, you see on Friday, she was back at Stevenson Hall, which was packed last year. There was not one open seat when Anne did her performance, Survivors of the Music Business. And I don't know where all the people came from. I did my usual advertising, but I was like, my jaw was kind of like on the floor because I counted. I think Stevenson Hall is a pretty spacious room, but we had every seat filled, 68 people. That was amazing. And anyway, and then we have a big blowout on Saturday night. We have a huge blowout. This year is going to be really special, but all the concerts are for free for the community. And we have one event, which is the Island event, which is our jazz gala, where people, they have to come and they have to pay for it. You know, it's usually $175, but it's a 3 to 4 hour event with a full cruise, and there's a full spread of crab, salmon, roast beef, steak, whatever you want to call it, dessert, and a bar and live music. And we have a very really great surprise for you this year, which will include a CD release concert, which I'm not going to mention who is on that CD, but we're going to have introducing a new CD with all the musicians who will be there, and it's going to be great. So anyway, John, if you want to jump in there, I probably left some things out, but if you want to jump in there, say something, or this is just a schedule. Do you want me to keep sharing it? Or
yeah. Here's what I'd say too. This schedule is great in that it allows you to focus on your music, hang, and education, which as an older person myself, when I go travel, say like to Europe or someplace, I need a reason to go. But I like to be there for a while so I can sort of check out the area. So this is a perfect vehicle for if you really want to check out Sitka and you've never been there, and a lot of people do this as their bucket list as they get older. We work with a lot of folks who are retired, professionals, business people that have the time and they want to do something that's meaningful. They were musicians in middle school, high school, and they maybe put the clarinet or bass in the closet while they became a doctor, a lawyer, or businessman, and had a family, and now their families are grown up, and now they have free time to go play music. And they want to connect up with other people, like-minded people who want to play music. So this is a great chance to hang out in a beautiful place, check it out on a deeper level, and have a focal point of doing music. And so it's like having a double duty. You're having a great musical experience with great people, and you're also getting to hang out in a great spot, and you're slowing down. So if you come from like LA or New York, where everything's going 90 miles a minute, well, this is just the opposite. you got a chance just like kick back, have an espresso, relax, talk to somebody, and this is the place that I worked in tourism for Holland America for 10 years, and we would get on the cruise ships and go to port to port to port to port. And you only maybe have 5 or 6 hours in the port, and that's it. So you don't get a chance to see any of the backstory, talk to people. You go down and have your coffee and your lunch or whatever, maybe take a canoe trip or a kayak trip for an hour or two, then you're back on the ship. So you really, when you go on a cruise ship, you're out really on a cruise ship to spend all your time on the cruise ship. Whereas this, we're here to really dig into music, expand our music knowledge and our appreciation and dig in a little bit more, hone our craft, and also explore the area and network and make some new friends. I mean, this kind of music is all about, like Christian was talking about, the hang. It's like, who do you know? I can pretty much go to almost any major city from my musical background and call somebody up. Like I know probably 40 people in New York. I could call up and say, hey, I'm coming to New York next week. Can I maybe crash on your couch or something like that? Or can we just get together and have lunch? Let's catch up. Or LA or Seattle or Detroit.
My couch is there for you.
Okay. But so something like this, I think you have to look beyond just the cost of getting there as that, what do you get for that cost, that dollar? I think the value, like I figured out, I went to Europe a couple of years ago to Iceland and Paris and down to Toulouse. And for 3 weeks, it cost me $5,000, right? And that was cheap for going to all those places. But that's because I really did a lot of homework. Now, the other thing, when you come to this camp, you're going to instantly interface with a lot of in-town people that know the cool stuff to do that the people don't talk about, right? And if you just ask them like, hey, I got this afternoon free, where should I go ride my bike? Or I'm a history buff. Where can I find out about the history of Sitka, which is one of the two, Russian-American towns that they founded. And there's a lot of history in Sitka, right? This is the place where Russia sold Alaska to the United States to. So, I mean, there's all that other kind of background stuff that you instantly have an inside track and then the music thing, too. You never know that you might meet a teacher like Christian or Matt or me, who you might want to then either via Zoom or go study with them for a while. Yeah. Or they might, with my association with Anchorage for the last 35 years, I know everything there is to do about stuff up here. So with my Alaska Jazz Workshop, and I'll put in a plug for that. If you want to find out more about the Alaska Jazz Workshop and jazz events around Anchorage, go to our website. Just Google Alaska Jazz or Alaska Jazz Workshop, or the website's www.akjazzworkshop.org. We run a Monday night jam session at the Fire Island Bakery from 6:30 to 9:30. Every week we have 40 to 90 people come out and watch. We have usually 15 to 20 people sit in. It's great. Bring an instrument or just bring your ears and listen. And we have connections to all the jazz events around here. So it's a great networking. And we also have the Sitka Jazz Week on that too. So Alaska's becoming more and more of a place where all the different communities, Juneau, Sitka, Anchorage, Ketchikan, are all sort of becoming one big happy community. And we communicate and we share events and we share places to